Hi, and welcome back to Little Scoop Podcast. On this week's episode, we are talking to Jamey Chalmers, the creative spirit and wallpaper genius of Shoreline Studio. She shares with us her experience diving into entrepreneurship, what propelled a rebrand and name change for her company, and her unique experience moving to the county as a young girl. Along the way, we also hear about some cool new projects she's been a part of and what she does for fun. Jamey is inspiring and incredibly cool, so join us as we get the scoop.
Hello, everybody. We are back on Little Scoop Podcast today with Jamey Chalmers from Shoreline Studio. Yes, thank you for coming on and joining us.
Super excited. So excited. This is my first interview podcast experience. So
Jamey is a local business owner. She owns Shoreline Studio, which was formerly
Shoreline Wall Co.
Yes.
I know it's confusing.
So why the name change?
So when I started the business, I was obviously very focused on just wallpaper. And so I came up with the business name Shoreline Wall Co. And then as I kind of got through my first 2 years in business, I realized I was super passionate about the design aspect with wallpaper and interiors, as well as doing paint consultations and some decorating design services as well. So I kind of wanted to rejig the name and not feel so pigeonholed by Wallco and so limited with what people might conceive my business to be.
For sure.
So I went through a branding refresh with Chris from Fine Wonder Matter, and it was incredible. And I thought, you know what, this is a good time to just like take the plunge, make the change, and switch it up a little bit.
I love that you did that, to be honest, because even when you worked, did our wall in Slickers, I had briefly mentioned a little bit of design, wanting to revamp, and Jamey went ahead and put together a whole package with like chairs and tables and painting the brick and new signs, and gave us referral to a sign company and everything. And it just, I was aware in that moment how good you were at design as well. And I think that it's going to be really awesome for this community to have someone and more than just wallpaper.
Thank you. And I think too, I really didn't want my business to just be wallpaper install. I didn't want to just be a trades company. I wanted to offer more than that and more of an elevated experience for my clients and bring a bit more ease to the process. So it was really exciting to kind of jump into more design offerings.
So cool.
Yeah. Even what Lydia said when she was doing her photos for Little Scoop Podcast.
Yeah.
She was like, this is like perfect, like the background.
I was so excited to see it being used for that because it is so fun. It's got such a great vibe in there.
I had people message us after that shoot and they were like, this has to be Slickers. And I was like, people sometimes don't know that I have a connection to Slickers. And so they're just like, this store, we know this store. And I'm like,
yes,
you know this store.
People are connecting the dots now. Yeah, it's great.
But it's also a testament, I think, to how good wallpaper, like a statement wall, can really draw people's attention in, and it's recognizable in like the best ways.
Yeah. That's why I love doing small businesses so much, because obviously a good chunk of my projects are residential. But the last couple of years, I've been doing way more small business projects, and I have so much fun with it. I get so excited about people's branding or where they currently are with their branding, where they want to be with their branding, like kind of introducing that time for transition. And I feel like Slickers is a great example now where people are associating that wallpaper design with the business, and it's become your backdrop for social media posts and any type of photography use. And I think that's what gets me so excited about what I do, is bringing that like kind of final look together and watching it unfold as it goes. And
it's like a fun way that you get to be, and your business gets to be a part of that business's story.
Yes.
And in the community. Yeah. How did you, can you tell us a little bit about your story? You're from here. I'm not so imposter syndrome, but
no, not at all.
Tell us about your experience growing up here, and also how you got into starting your own business. Were you always entrepreneurial?
I guess to start with my background story. So my dad is from here and my dad's side of the family. So I've always grown up coming here, and I moved here full time when I was 7. So I've been here ever since. I did leave for a year period after high school. I went back to Ottawa where I was born for school, and then I ended up just staying because I loved it so much. It's the best of both worlds, I find. Like, you can be in the city quick, you can be out of the city quick, and I really liked having the option. Yeah, and then I started thinking about moving back after I started dating my husband, who's also from here and lived here at the time. So I ended up making the move back, and I'm so happy I did because I get to raise my family here now, which is so awesome. And the county's like grown and changed so much from the place it was when I was little, but like a great change. I think it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just grown in a lot of ways, like socially.
Like, it went from being very agriculture focused, which it still is very much. I love all the local markets.
Yes.
Just, it's so special that way. But I do think that it has really grown with what is available to even younger generations. I feel like
I agree.
I used to come and visit the county, and it really was like, aside from going to the beach and going to the market, I didn't feel that there was a lot for us young people.
It was like very small town vibes. Yeah. And now it's so diverse.
Completely.
Yeah. And
like,
there's so much to do.
It's a great spot to raise your family.
Yeah.
Business,
Yeah.
Just to be a part of the community.
I agree. Yeah. So it's really exciting to like be able to do that here, especially. But yeah. And then I feel like I like stumbled into entrepreneurship, as many people do.
Yes.
So my background was kind of always corporate management. My last job before I moved back here was managing Lululemon, and I loved it. I loved it. I breathed it. It was such a great experience. But then obviously I moved back here, and things are very different. Less corporate, less like, you know,
a little more relaxed.
Totally. And I didn't really know what I wanted to do, so I kind of just went back into serving in food and beverage and kind of just ran with that because that was what I knew here. And it's honestly, hospitality, food and beverage, it's such a great way to immerse yourself in the community and really get to know people. And I'm quite a social person, so I enjoyed the job. But then I started having my kids. I have 2 kids. And when I was coming off of my mat leave with my son, I started working part-time with my friend Andrea Panacci, who's an interior designer, just helping with her projects and kind of, more of an assistant role. And we couldn't find anybody to do our wallpaper jobs for our projects. And my husband is a contractor and has built quite a few homes and done so many house renovations, including our own like new build projects. Yeah, thank you. And we had done wallpaper in our houses, and it was easy, and I enjoyed doing it. So I thought,
it's not easy.
She said this because she's good at it. It's not.
Not easy. It's why we hire a pro.
But so I thought, you know what? I'm pretty good at it. I enjoy it. Let's give it a go. So I did a couple projects. It went really well. So I kind of continued to do that. And then when I was officially done mat leave, I thought, what do I want to do going forward? Like, this is such a great opportunity to kind of reinvent myself and try something new. And so I thought maybe there's more of a demand for wallpaper installations in the county. So I kind of did things backwards, and I started an Instagram page. Instead of like registering a business or like, I didn't have business cards, I didn't have a website. I just kind of wanted to put out feelers and just see if it was worth investing in time-wise. So I started an Instagram page, and it took off immediately. I was getting jobs left, right, and center. And I was like, okay, like this is going to be great. So I got my first year under my belt and learned a lot. And then now I'm in my 3rd year. It's crazy. It's gone by so fast. And I feel like I've worked on so many amazing projects. And like the small business sector has been growing as well. I feel like word of mouth is very big in small towns. And a lot of people are associating my work now in small businesses with me, and it's just kind of snowballing, which is great. So
I follow along on Instagram and things, and I get to see little snippets of all the projects you're doing. And she's done some really cool projects. I can't wait to see.
I know.
I'll talk a little bit about the county too, because
I think
it's a really good point that you touched on about the change that's taken to the county.
Yeah.
Because I think there's mixed perspectives sometimes as to people coming in and it being a good thing and maybe not such a good thing.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. I'll share a bit about my experience moving here. So I moved here in, I think it was 1999. My mom is East Indian and Portuguese. And obviously, at the time, the county wasn't as diverse, so I stood out like a little bit of a sore thumb. I had a really hard time the first couple of years I lived here. I dealt with so much racism, and as a young child, it's really difficult to comprehend, especially when you're coming from a very diverse city where, Caucasian people are the minority. And so it was just like a very different change coming to a loyalist farming community. It was really hard, but my family was honestly so supportive and got me through it. And I learned definitely more patience and like to have more grace with myself at a very young age going through that. So yeah, it's been really awesome to watch the county grow from that and diversify so much. And yeah, there's so many people now relocating their families or relocating themselves to the county to seek a different lifestyle, a different pace. And I think it's come such a long way. And I love that. And I love that I get to raise my kids with the nostalgia that I have having grown up here, but also through a different lens and a bit more of a diverse lens, which I think is really important. I have 2 young children, both in school. They both go to PCI, and they often come home with questions about their friends, like some of their new friends looking different. And I always welcome the conversation because
you were that little kid.
I was that little kid, and I am so passionate about leading by example and teaching your kids these lessons. And like, these are the opportunities that you get to kind of help carve their character. And so I always bring forth like, oh, okay, you have a new friend and they have brown skin. Well, like what color's mommy's skin, or what color is your Zeta's skin? Like, I always bring it back to our family, and they're like, oh yeah. And I'm like, yeah, and we're the same. And I just think it's so important to keep the conversation positive and like inclusive.
Yes.
So we really try and focus on that. And you want your kids to be the change and like be a part of the positive change. But yeah, I think those are really important too. Yeah.
Okay, a fun question we had was that wallpaper used to have a bad connotation, that like grandma's house, super outdated, very old, not popular. And I even remember my own parents when I used to love wallpaper. Like, even as a kid, I loved
and like
it.
the matching borders.
It was so fun and creative, and everybody had different ones. And so how did that even cross your mind as you started to get into that field that people might be hesitant at first to welcome the idea of wallpaper?
I think so. I feel like I also kind of came in at a time where it was already booming. It was already happening. People want it. I think it's come such a long way, and it's so much more fun. Like, I feel like when I think back to, like your grandma's house, like kind of vibe, like, it's a lot of the same kind of look where like it's subdued colors, it's floral primarily, which there's nothing wrong with floral or subdued colors, but we all know, like, we can all visualize what it looked like. And I just feel like now people treat it as such an extension of art and treat their walls more like a canvas, which I love. And I think, kind of like we touched on earlier, it has such an impact in a space if it's done right. And there's so many possibilities. You can do a feature wall, you can wrap a room, you can do a ceiling, you can do 2 walls. Like, it's so fun to play with. And I think what was really important for me when I started this business was bringing those possibilities to clients, because wallpaper is such an overwhelming rabbit hole. And I think people love the idea of it, or, they go to a friend's house and they see something and they go, oh, I would love something like that in my house, or to feel like that in my house. and then they try to do it themselves, whether it's sourcing or doing the actual installation, and become very quickly overwhelmed. So I really wanted to streamline the process and make it fun, because I feel like wallpaper is one of those like finishing touches to a room that is so much fun. And I wanted people to get more excited about it. So I really wanted to take that stressful aspect of the process away and just help from start to finish.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can attest that you do that.
Yeah.
It did feel very overwhelming at first. When I first reached out, I was like, I know that I want to do something, but I don't know what. And things that I loved were the variety and the different patterns that she was able to provide, like very bold, very, you know, some were very subtle, some you could expand the design to fit the scale of the room, some you couldn't.
Yes.
You handled all of that. You were so clear on colors and styles, and you just put it all together so well in a way that made all of that stress go away.
Oh, I'm glad.
And so it was really cool to be able to experience that and to have my first wallpaper experience.
Totally. And I think too, with the wallpaper, it is an investment and it is a big deal. And I really wanted to just elevate the experience for everybody and know that, this is an investment. We should think about this, and we should think about more than just the space. Like I've gotten really passionate about really opening up the questions with my clients. And one thing I really love to focus on is, how do you want to feel in your space? Because I feel like sometimes people get so fixated on, oh, well, I saw this at my friend's house, so that's what we should be doing. Or I've been going on Pinterest and this is the look I'm seeing the most. So like, I guess I'd have to do that. And it's like, no, it's like art. Like, how do you like bold color? Do you like subtle color? Do you like pattern? Do you like texture? There's so many elements to consider. And I feel like how you feel in a space and how you feel when you walk into your home or you want your guests to feel is so key. Because if you're not feeling those things with the way your house looks, then we haven't hit the mark. And I think that's what I have so much fun doing, is figuring out what that is for a client. And sometimes it's not what they thought they wanted. And sometimes it is out of their comfort zone. But I think those are the best case scenarios, where we kind of go out of your bubble and explore something new and kind of hit the nail on the head for how you want to feel in a space, and being happy with that result.
Totally.
How do you manage a hard client?
There you go. How you manage the hard client.
One. Okay, I know this sounds false, but I've actually been so unbelievably lucky with my clients. And like, I mean it. I feel like a lot of clients do put a lot of trust in me, and it's such a great experience. Of course, like, not every client is perfect. And some are difficult, or like to micromanage, or kind of go through that process. I think it's the couple times I have had to go through that, I kind of just let them take the reins. I kind of succumb a little bit, because at the end of the day, with the nature of my business, I'm not always in charge of the design. Sometimes I am just an installer, and like, that's okay. And there are times where I have clients call me and they say, I already have the wallpaper, I just need someone to put it up. And I'm like, okay, great. And kind of just go from there. Projects that I have had more of a hands-on involvement in, that kind of proved to be tricky during the process, I really just try and say less and reassure that we are on the right path and that things will come out okay, and just try and be a bit more firm. And I think I've learned that through, I have so many friends in interior design as well, and it's awesome because I know I can pick up the phone and say, hey, this is the situation I'm going through right now. Like, how do you get through this kind of thing? And a lot of them have been in the business for a long time, and that has been the best advice I've been given, is be firm and be confident in your vision and your execution and what is happening, and that's all you can do. So I try and just stick to that.
Cool. You mentioned too that like you are able to call people and reach out if there's like you know things that you have questions about.
Yeah.
Like me coming from like a legal background, and those people are the best people because
100%.
when it like is down to the wire, I have no idea where to go from here.
Yeah.
And the people that answer are the people that you're like, I like you, like I love you.
Yeah.
How did you make those connections? Because you didn't come from interior design.
No. So it's funny because I feel like I have two different answers. One based on the wallpaper installation aspect and one on more of the design aspect. I would say the installation aspect was a really tricky one. And to be honest, I didn't know everything about wallpaper when I first started the business and doing what I was doing. So it was really hard feeling like, oh, like I can't just like Google how to do this or like look up a YouTube video or like, it was so difficult that way. So I actually ended up making really awesome connections with other female wallpaper installers kind of all over. There's a couple girls in Vancouver who have been doing wallpaper for like 20 years and they're so amazing. I chat with a girl out in the East Coast. I've chat with a girl in South Carolina. It's kind of random, but we're all kind of in the same boat where like we just work by ourselves and yeah, it's just not one of those trades that you can easily chat with somebody else about. So kind of had to get creative and like a little brave and just randomly start reaching out to people. But they were so reciprocative of it. And anytime any of us are kind of in a pickle with the situation or aren't sure how to do something, we always lean on each other, which is really awesome. So I feel like I've found like a really cool sense of community and other like women entrepreneurs in wallpaper installs, which is exciting. And then as far as like the design aspect goes, I also work with a lot of interior designers in the community and it's always like the most fun projects. And a lot of these people have become my friends. We've just, again, kind of touching back on that like small community feel. I just feel like it's so empowering to work together, especially in a field where it might be competitive and you might not want to help each other out because you're both doing the same thing. But we still have that same passion and we love to help each other and promote each other and support each other when we can. And I feel like it's such a great feeling to have that to fall back on. Yeah, just support each other's businesses too. I think it's awesome to see in our community how much we all support one another.
I don't know if you guys appreciate it too, but because in the city we never do this.
Yeah.
But if there's a police officer that's parked somewhere, you'll flick your lights to be like, guys, heads up, there's a car. Like that was my favorite thing. The first couple of times it happened, I was like, this is where I was meant to.
You were like, you care about me.
Like I think that translates through every aspect of being in the county for the most part. I'm sure there's a few people who don't fit the mold, but for the most part, it's very much like let's uplift each other. We're gonna see each other. It's gonna be winter here. We're all gonna be in the same like
one of my favorite things about living in a small town, people like wave at you when you're driving by. Or when you're walking by and like make eye contact and smile and say good morning or have a good day, whatever it might be. I feel like that changes so much. I find it feels like warmer and more connected and it makes you feel good. It has such a positive impact on you. And I feel like we definitely have an element of that here compared to being in the hustle bustle of the city. It's just a different lifestyle. It's just a different way of living, but it's something I love.
Should we do some rapid fire?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, bold mural or subtle texture?
Bold mural.
Oh yeah.
Design pet peeve.
Peel and stick wallpaper.
Okay, was gonna purchase that, so
Hate it. Don't do it. I was like, first off, they've done such a great job with the marketing because they pitch it like it's renter friendly, it's DIY friendly. It is none of the above. I have had so many projects that I've gone to where people have tried to do the peel and stick, did not go well, tried to take it off, it ripped half their wall off, and avoid Amazon. Because everyone looks at wallpaper on Amazon and it's tempting. It's garbage. It's not good quality. And it's so much more worth your time to just invest a little bit more and like get good quality product.
yes.
Yeah.
without breaking the bank, for sure.
Have made mistakes that I will talk to.
Okay, pattern that you're currently obsessed with.
I love like an artsy abstract vibe. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we know bold
Yes,
colors.
I love bold.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because if you come to my house, it's not very bold.
No.
But it's my favorite. Yeah.
What is your go-to coffee order these days?
Oh, iced coffee. Always.
Yes.
Always an iced coffee, even in the winter with almond milk.
Very good.
Yep.
Awesome.
What are you currently doing like for fun to take time for yourself? Just like
Your hobbies.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I'm pretty passionate about like fitness and health, and so I try and commit a lot of time to that.
where are you going these days?
I go to PFAC.
Nice.
I go to PFAC.
out.
Yeah, shout out to PFAC. I also go quite a bit to Coach House, which is now at the new Claremont Club. They're pretty amazing, and their boot camp classes are like the best. I've been doing them for, oh gosh, maybe 4 years. Yeah, it's fun, and it's so catered to all levels, which I love. Very, very welcoming and like easy to get into.
Sounds intense. Boot camp.
Yeah,
is just
I know. I feel like it's now like we call it boot camp, but it's like small fitness class now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Gentler term.
a little more gentle, a little softer.
Another question. If you want to shout out a couple other local businesses or like a couple of your favorite spots in the county, who would they be?
Okay, Claremont Club.
Nice.
I had the pleasure of doing all of their wallpaper.
No way. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It looks
Cool.
so
Thank
good.
you.
The
I
area, like
yeah.
the dining room.
So any wallpaper you see there, I did it by myself. I was
And
probably there for just under a year. It was such an amazing opportunity, and I worked really close like with the Cleve family, and it was it's hands down my biggest project to date.
Wow.
And
That is a
something I'm so proud of.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you got to share that. That's
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Love
So
it.
that was really fun. So got to shout them out. And Kelly's is like the OG of OGs, and I love it there. I love going in whenever I can. I'll shout out my husband's business, Westlake Wakeford School. He's been in business for something like 27 years, which is crazy. And I know I'm totally biased, but it's honestly such an amazing place to be in the summertime. I feel like it's so great for families. It's so great for couples. It's so great for just like one-on-ones. It's just overall the best vibe.
It's so good. It's like if you were to go on a vacation to a surf club.
Yeah.
That's it. But here in Ontario.
Yes,
So
yeah.
you definitely have to go check it out.
Yeah, definitely have to check it out. And I feel like, there's just honestly too many to name, but I'll leave it there for now.
We're so glad you were able to join us.
Yeah,
today.
thanks for having
so
me.
grateful.
This is so great. It was just like hanging with a couple girlfriends.
I know. That's the vibe we were going for.
Love it. You nailed it. Yeah,
Right.
big time. Awesome.
Well, thank you for sharing so much about your business and why you love what you do. And
Thanks so much. Yeah, it was
Great.
so fun.
It's been so fun, and now all of us are going to want to get interior design and wallpaper advice from you.
Yes, it's addicting. So beware.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.